All right, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. And we have a great show for you. So I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy yourself a little bit. But before that, I want to make sure I say what's up and thank you to BronxNet for airing us and putting us on channel 68 Optimum and Fios 2134. And you definitely can watch us on bronxnet.org. So you can see this show as much as you'd like to see it. I had to fix my hat a little bit and make myself look a little proper. And thank you guys for watching every week at 10:30 p.m. So we have another exciting show for you, and this one, this is her first television appearance, I believe, but we'll find out and make sure. Again, I can see her back there in the green room smiling and cheesing, and we're gonna have a great time. So she doesn't have anything to worry about. I'll captain this ship and make sure that she does fine. But she's got so much. I met her back when I was doing stand up comedy down in Florida at my man's club, and yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But she's a mother. She is an author. She's a co-author. She's a life coach. She's got so much going on. She's a founder, and I just wanted to talk to her. So it was cool to keep our conversation, pick our conversation back up. But then to find out she's doing so much, I had to bring her on the show so she can tell you about that. And I called her something else, but she told me that I had to call her Coach Geri for the show. So we're going to bring Coach Geri in, welcome her to the show. How are you doing?
Good evening. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being a part of the show. It's so great to see you, Coach Geri. Now,
Yes.
when I met you, you weren't Coach Geri. You were just Geri.
I was just
And
Jerry. Yes.
yeah, and I was doing A Train's comedy thing, which he's exploded on and done so much with. Um, what's up to him and Tracy, who I went to school with, but you were just Geri then, and
Yes.
now you're Coach Geri.
Yes. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to become a life coach. And I finally crossed over from the dream and made it a reality. I'm a certified Christian life coach as well
Okay.
as I hold certifications in forgiveness, happiness, and emotional intelligence.
Oh, congratulations on you on that. We've got so much to talk about, and I'm looking forward to finding out about what you're doing. But with that, let's start off. Let's go back to the beginning. You're originally from Florida, but you're now in Atlanta, Georgia. So let's start off with the Florida. Your birthday, the regular row of stuff and and all that. So yeah, relax and just tell us a little bit about who Geri is first of all.
Yes, I'm originally from Florida, a small town called Fernandina Beach, Florida. It's about 30 minutes north of Jacksonville, Florida. And it's an island and it's shared with Amelia Island. So if you are familiar with Amelia Island, then that is also Fernandina Beach. We kind of have a little joke. We always say the money side is from Amelia Island, and then the rest are from Fernandina Beach. So
Okay.
I'm over on that side with the rest of the
All right.
good people.
You're where the good people are from.
Yes, yes,
All right, yeah. I came down and did a show, and that's where we met originally.
yes. What
And
year? I was trying to remember what year
listen,
that was.
I don't even know. A Train has moved on and done some fantastic things and come back and forth. And he just talked about. Matter of fact, it was on the news. I think I don't know. I saw it on Facebook, and I just can't remember what year, but I think he's on number 8 or something like that. So it was early in the year, but I came and did the show. I
It
headlined the
was.
show.
It was. I know it was around Valentine's Day.
Yes, it was around Valentine's Day. It was I don't know what year it was. It was because this is 2022, so we're
Yes.
talking about maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something on that level.
I don't think it was longer than that. I think it was. You're gonna make. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna pull your book out because you
Are
signed
you
the book.
really going to go back and look at the date and see exactly when it was? All right, you can go back and look and find out. I know it was one weekend, so I had a great time down there. Um, and you but you're a mother. You're a
Yes.
mother, and talk about your kids really quickly.
Okay. I have a son who is 32
Mhm.
and a daughter who is 29. Um,
You're a grandmother as well. I'm a
I am a
grandfather too, so you're a
grandmother.
grandmother as well. Okay,
Yes, they call me Gigi, and I
okay,
call them my Incredibles. And I say that because I want to always speak empowerment in their lives. I want them to know that they are incredible human beings, that
right,
there are no limits to whatever the mind holds for them,
right,
whatever
right,
their
right,
imagination is that they want to do in life. We're not going to cap it. We're not going to tell them that they can't do it. I just want them to know that whatever it is that they choose to do in their lives, they're going to be incredible at doing it. So I always refer to them as my Incredibles.
right. And that's something. Knowing that you're a grandmother now, but your kids are as old as they are, and I understand that totally. And you continue to move, but you continue to do what you do, but you don't do it in Florida anymore. You moved to it. You moved out of Florida. You moved to Atlanta, um, where you're located, and you're doing your stuff out of Atlanta. What gave you the thought about moving out of Florida to go do that?
Hmm. Well, that's probably gonna we'll pick it up in part two of the discussion. But a relationship moved me to Atlanta, and I'm no longer in that relationship, but Atlanta has become my home for now.
Okay, so you're down in Atlanta because of a relationship,
Yes.
but you're doing your business from Atlanta, which is probably a little better than where you were. I'm not going to say Florida isn't like a hot spot, but Atlanta is pretty much a hot spot of what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. It is a hot spot. And one of the good things about what I am doing is I'm able to do it virtually as well as in person. Coming to Atlanta just opened more doors and more opportunities for me at
Okay,
that
all
time.
right, right,
So
right,
now I'm able to expand and broaden what I am doing in different parts.
right. So in other words, you may not be with the person that you were supposed to be with, or you thought you were supposed to be with, but your business now is thriving because of where you are. And you're an author or author, co-author of
Yes.
tell us about the books that you do.
So I'm co-author of Change Your Posture, Change Your Prayers.
Now
And
you
this,
know I got to get a copy of the book, right? I don't have a
well,
copy of it at all.
I'll make sure I get a copy to you. Yes, this is a 366 day prayer guide.
Wonderful.
So, myself, along with 11 other beautiful, awesome women, wrote a book on prayers. Each day there's a prayer written by one of us, and it covers pretty much everything that you could think or imagine. Praying to make sound decisions, praying that you are rich in right thinking, hope in the future gives me power in the present. I will live in the present. So it's just a compilation of prayers to get you through the day.
Okay, and these prayers weren't just written by you; they were written by other folks as well.
Yes, myself and 11 other women.
Oh, okay. So it's a book. Several folks have gotten some prayers together for you. So
Yes.
is it you continue to obviously use these prayers daily? You said it's 365 a day, so it's not just 1 year. These prayers you can
No,
continue to use.
you can use them every day. And the way that our publisher had it created, it's dated, but it's not dated by the year. So
Right.
you can use this from years and years from now.
Right. Okay. So we got okay. So that's why you authored or co-authored that book. But you also you do several things as far as counseling, and life coaching because obviously your name is Coach Jerry, as we see on the screen.
Yes.
You're a Christian counselor, a life coach. Tell us about some of those things that you do.
So I wanted to just get into counseling. And to be honest with you, one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it was because growing up and just having certain life experiences, there were times when I did not have someone I could talk to when I felt like I really needed that person to talk to. So I always wanted to be the person that I felt I needed to someone else or for someone else.
Right,
So that was
right,
one of the
right.
reasons why I really wanted to get into counseling as well as coaching. My niche came a little later with the forgiveness coach and happiness coach. And it was just because of a lot of the seasons that I would find myself in.
Hmm.
Not to say that I'm being a victim, but I just always found myself being in a place where forgiveness was something that I've always worked on or always extended, or it was, I don't necessarily want to say it was easy for me to do, but I
Sure.
knew that it was the
Hmm.
right thing to do. And for a long time, I always felt like, oh, this is a blessing and a curse because I can forgive. Even if someone does not ask me to forgive them, I can forgive and move on. And I want to be able to just instill that in other people, how to forgive. And some people just need that permission to know that it is okay for you to forgive, even when someone does something very heinous. And it's not saying that I'm advocating that you forget what was done to you, but for your health, for you to continue to move forward in life, for you to be authentic and genuine and receive love and give love, it's just important that you do forgive and be able to go forward from that point on.
Right now, it when I was reading over some of the things that you have done, and it says emotional coach, intelligence coach, and happiness. Are these because of your experiences that you become these people, these titles? Basically, you're smiling
Yes.
like, yeah, you're right. Kind of cool. So, um, obviously, the Christian, which is your faith, you're a
Yes.
Christian, and you do emotional coaching. We all get emotional. We all
Yes.
are. I think we all are intelligent in our own way.
Right.
We all get happy. Yeah, and
Mhm.
so and we have the power to forgive, which we should do when
Yeah.
someone does certain things that we don't feel like they understand. What are Can you tell us the emotional? Because that one stuck out to me. Um, how did you just come into doing some things with your emotional with that background?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So the emotional intelligence piece was very important for me because being a woman, we get labeled as being emotional creatures, overly emotional. And sometimes, people will tell us, oh, you're doing too much. You're just too emotional. And I wanted to be able to harness that. I wanted to be able to not always be led by my emotions, because although you may think you're doing the right thing or you are right, or the action or your response is the right thing to do. And I wanted to learn how to get up under that and not always be the one to react, but be the one to respond. And when I
Hmm.
respond,
Hmm.
I wanted my response to be an intelligent response, not so much as being that person who, oh, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, or I'm going to just tell it like it is, or I'm going to just tell you how I feel. That's not always the right thing to do. So I wanted to really learn about emotional intelligence so that we're able to really, speak with people, have a dialogue with people, and engage with others instead of just always, letting your emotions take the lead or take the wheel. Because sometimes when your emotions take the wheel, you're just going off the bridge with your emotions.
Right. Well, now some people are not. Obviously, they're not intelligent enough at certain points. Or, I mean, even myself, I've, I've done the emotional response. You want to be able to communicate well enough so people understand you, but you're not always going to give them the regular. Okay, hold on a second. Let's just get. You're going to yo. Let me tell you something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is this a teaching where you, because you don't know when, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can be, well, you want to give the emotional intellectual response, but it calls for something else. Do you still do those things? Because I can see you now just sitting there, nice and intelligent and intellectual. But if you have to get down and dirty back like Florida, do you still do it? Can you still do it?
I can still do it. However, I don't want to because I feel like I've done the work not to be that person anymore. And one thing I always regret is when I go there and when you allow your emotions to get the best of you and you say these things, you cannot take anything that you've said back.
Right,
So I don't want to ever allow myself to get to that place where I'm saying something that I do not have to say when I could use other words to say the same thing, mean the same thing, have a positive impact, but a great, but greater depth in what I'm saying because it was something that was said that allowed this person to receive what I said, take it in, and process it, and then be able to give back what needs to be said on their behalf. Because if we're all just kind of flying off and going off and popping off, no one is listening, no one is hearing what is said. All we want to do is just be able to say what I have to say and be done with it. But we lose respect. We lose that chance to really, and then this is when the Christian side comes in. We lose that opportunity to allow God to have room in that. So if we're always just giving someone a piece of our mind and we don't allow space for God, then he's not seen in
mhm,
what we're doing and in our actions. And then
right,
tomorrow comes, I want to put up a beautiful Bible verse and I've lost, so many people because of yesterday. I was
right.
giving you a piece of my mind.
Right. So when do you? Because I know it's important. Obviously, I'm glad you hit that point as far as bringing God in. But what if someone obviously sometimes you got some people who are one, two, and threes. As the ones want to hear about God, the twos every now and then, the threes don't want to hear about Him at all. You have to know when the right time is to bring them in. Or like I know some people who will talk about it all the time. Sometimes it can be a turnoff to
Yes.
some folks. But being a life coach, you obviously will know. You should know when that is. Some people don't. Some people just they're so caught up in themselves and their what their revelations are that they try to throw that in and they can't communicate with it. How do you know when it's time to do that?
For one, you have to know how to read the room. You have to also know and understand that just because you know what you know, that may not be the time to force what you know on other people. You have to understand that you have to meet people where they are, and also remember that you were not always where you are now as well.
Right,
And it
right,
goes back
right,
to thinking about when you were in that position and you wanted someone to steer you in that way or lead you in that way, and you didn't have that person, so now you extend that grace or you have that compassion for other people, and that leads you into being able to just be yourself and not feel like you have to just force God on or Jesus on someone. There's just a way that you can carry yourself before you even say anything, and some people can just feel it in your presence when you're around them.
right, right. Well, I definitely want to get in this half before we run out of time in the first half. That you're a founding member of the Her Healing Ministries.
Yes.
And I know that's important to you to talk about. So talk to us about that.
Yes, thank you. This is very important to me. Her Healing Ministries, what I do there is I walk with women going through the pain of healing because healing is very painful. And sometimes we don't fully heal because we don't want to go through that painful part of healing because it reminds you of that point of pain.
Right,
And a
right,
lot of times we all connect with one another at some point in our lives because we can identify or we can relate to a painful moment in our lives. And that is what will bring some of us together. That is not, it's good, but then again, you don't want a community of hurt people just getting together, just sharing hurts
right,
after
right.
hurt, and no
Exactly.
one healing and processing what happened. So at Her Healing Ministries, we just allow you that safe space to come in and sit with your hurt, process what happened, understand that things will happen, and things do happen to us. And one of my mottos that I like to use is hurting is inevitable,
Hmm.
healing is an option. So I let them all know, if you want to heal, you can heal. And we walk through that healing process. Sometimes some things can be immediate, some things will take time, and then some healing it's gradual. It
Right.
but it more information that you're able to take in, and the more things that you're able to process, you're able to heal through that and get that strength that you need, that it won't this it kind of lessens the sting, or it kind of lightens that blow.
Right. Now I saw you smile when I talked about what you just talked about, your her healing, and you so eloquently brought it across, and things. I know there's a lot of people. Hopefully, they're out there listening to what you're saying, which is it's very important, because we're going through a time now when you need to sometimes sit back and kind of be chill for a minute,
Yes.
and then there's times where you put it in that gear and you just kind of roll with it. Um, Healing from hurting, uh, and not wasting your what is it, pride, or maybe
Pain.
your pain. I said pride. Okay. uh, those are quotes that I took from you as well. Can you explain those?
Yes, not wasting your pain. I was reading something, a devotional one morning, and they're talking about how to use your pain and
Okay.
how to process it. And so one of the things was um, how to use that pain. And it kind of caught me off guard because the first thing is, when there's pain, there is a reaction to the pain. There's sadness, there's hurt, and we are really at that moment not thinking about how to use your pain, how to turn that around. You don't even want to at that moment think like, oh, there's going to be a better day, or it's going to be all right. But as I was reading about that, and reading certain scriptures, how we will endure hard times and we will overcome them. And it just talked about learning wisdom and getting clarity from it. And so using your pain is a way of saying, to take a deeper look at what happened.
Hmm.
Um, More than just saying, this bad thing happened to me and I'm hurting from it, but also look at it to learn from that painful situation. Look at how it will have you grow, how it will give you the wisdom that you need, so that you'll be able to set certain boundaries for yourself if you didn't have those boundaries in place that caused the pain. It will
Sure.
also cause you to set a higher bar for yourself as well, because your tolerance for certain things will be different. You won't just be susceptible to just kind of going along with a little bit of anything or a little bit of everything. Your
Right. Right.
radar will be up, and you'll
Right.
be able to
Right.
detect, certain things that you did not in the past. So you are able to turn your pain around for the positive, because you're able to protect yourself, but also in that protecting, you're able to give more of yourself freely, because you know where to draw that line.
Right. Now, we didn't talk much. We didn't get a chance to talk a lot when I first came there. So I don't know if you were like this all them years back, or is this something you gained? But But I'm very impressed, and I know. Obviously, you're when you do things and you learn, you gain experience. Is this a business for you? Is this something you do down in Atlanta in a business, or is this? I know obviously it is if you have a book, but do you have like a course, or do you just what is it? What do you do?
So I'm working on creating a course, and I also want to put together a retreat so that we can have a group of women come in and get that the foundation for healing. Just kind of be able to, again, be in that safe space where you know you are not alone. You're not the only one who has endured some things. And also just kind of go through that process of healing, go through learning about self care and just taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and just being able to just sit in it. A lot of times, we as women, we don't have the luxury sometimes to just be still and be
Mm-hmm.
quiet because we're mothers, we're caretakers, we're wives, we're providers. So we're going, we have to go. And we developed that I'm okay mentality for so long until when we're not okay, we don't know how to admit when we're not okay
Right,
because we have
right.
to be okay. And so I really want to have a retreat for women where it's okay not to be okay and it's okay to admit when we're not okay. So I'm
Okay.
working on retreat
You
and putting together some material.
What about men? Because you got a lot of men who need this kind of. Do you have men in a situation where you can do certain things, or is it just women right now? You're starting, obviously, but there is a lot of. Because listening to what you were saying, there are a lot of guys, especially now, in the situation where we are now. Women can claim that years ago or years leading up to now, but now some guys want to be. They want to admit, hey, look, I need some help too. There are men retreats. It's something I do 2 times a month on Tuesdays where we just sit and have a conversation.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
is there something for men that you have?
I don't right now, but I do not want to exclude the men. I don't want them to feel like this is just going to be like for women only. I do want to put something together for men that is in the works as well.
Okay. All right. All right. So do me a favor. If you can give out your information, if someone's watching the show and they want to get in contact with you, they can hit up this email address or whatever, because you give out some very important information, some very important knowledge, female wise, and let these ladies know that they can do.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I can be my Instagram is Coach Geri, and that is Coach, and the name is spelled Geri and the
Okay.
letter B on
Hmm.
Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook under the same, no, not the same name, under Coach Geri Brown on Facebook.
Did you forget your own situation there
I did.
going on?
I did. Well, I don't have to type it in. I just go and click on
Yeah, yeah. All right.
click.
Well, we'll let it ride. We'll see what happens. We'll
Thank
go with
you.
it. No doubt. All right. So you again. I'm so glad that you had time to come and sit and talk to us in this first half hour about your business. It's not over yet. We got some stuff coming up that I definitely need to communicate with you about, and I will. And
Okay.
we're going to communicate some more after we take like a short break, and we'll come back, give you a chance to breathe a second, and
Okay. Sure.
you can as you see, the sign is already up for our favorites, but that's not what we're doing. So we'll give you a chance to relax. And you've gotten all the great information from Coach Geri in the first half. And we'll be back with more After Dark with Shawn Cornelius and Coach Geri. And we'll do our thing after this commercial break, right? We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your man Montel Jordan, and I'm stopping by to show some love to my dude, my guy, my friend and fellow singer, radio host Shawn Cornelius. You are doing your thing, man. First of all, thank you for continuously playing my songs on the EL&R, the radio show. And I'm just appreciative that you keep me in the ears of the people out there. And so I'm also supporting you with your Enough is Enough movement to stop senseless killings, because it's time. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for being who you are in the community. And for everybody that's checking this out, let's support my man, SC, Shawn Cornelius. Keep doing your thing, because this is how we do it. Let's go.
Yes, I did it. And I did it over and over and over again.
The bad part was I had to steal to get what I wanted, to satisfy my wants, my needs, and my desires.
I mean, everything seemed so good and perfect. Until...
But none of that mattered, because I wanted what I wanted when I wanted it. And what I wanted was...
I know. Stress, no sleep, overeating, over drinking, sex partner after sex partner with no protection. I mean, but I felt like you failed me at times. My confession?
My confession.
My confession is...
My confession?
Thank you for listening.
Hey, this is Glenn D. Gibson shouting out to Shawn to tell y'all that y'all are watching After Dark with Shawn Cornelius.
All right. Good. Welcome back to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Sitting in here. Are you good, Coach Jerry? You all right?
Yes, I'm great.
All right, we're cool. All right, we're going to jump into. I just need, because you didn't know how many more powers you have. You have other powers within you. I just need an abracadabra really quickly.
Abracadabra.
Oh, shucks. We are going to rock and roll, and you don't know what you did. We're now in the love zone, and the love zone is not rehearsed. It's not a situation that she knows. I'm going to ask some questions, obviously,
Oh
and
boy.
you're going to answer these questions, and they're pertaining to love and romance and relationships and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to have some fun so that you can sit back and relax now, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so what is your definition of love? What is your definition of love?
Wow. That's a good question. Right now, I am going to say my definition of love is safety. I think definition of love is just being secure, unafraid, vulnerable. I think I'm going to go with those things.
You're just going to just stop with those couple and be safe.
Yes.
All right, that's cool. No, it doesn't matter. That's all right. What is your definition of romance?
Romance.
Yeah.
Romance is, my definition of romance is intimacy and sharing, doing something with your companion or with your mate that they love to do, or you yourself love to do, just sharing a moment where it's just the two of you together, just enjoying each other's company and enjoying what you're doing.
Okay. All right. Sounds cool. Give me an example of a date. It could be your favorite date, but it has to be real. You can't make it up.
Oh,
So it has to be a real date that involves love and romance.
an example of a real date.
That
that
involves
involves
love, and, yes,
love and
love and
romance, an
romance.
example of a real date.
Now that's your definition. Your definition. So that stuff can be however you choose it to be.
An example, like one that I've personally
Yeah,
experienced,
yeah,
or
yeah.
okay, so a date that I went on. It was for my birthday, and I went to see Dave Hollister at City Winery in here in Atlanta,
Mhm.
and I'm a big Dave Hollister fan, and so yes, I was taken to see him for my birthday, and of course during the show it was just Dave and myself. So
It
well,
wasn't even the person that took you on a date to celebrate the birthday. It was you and Dave.
no, they understood. They
Okay, I
understood.
was gonna say if this person understood and knew the situation, then it was cool.
Yeah, they understood. They understood the assignment.
All right, they got it right then. They
They
got
did.
it right. Okay. All right. So you're walking down the street and you kick the can out of the way or something. You're kicking stuff out there so people don't trip over it. And you just happen to kick a can and I pop out. I'm your genie. I pop out, smoke and everything, and I only have one wish. I've not gotten to three yet. I've only got one. So your wish for love would be what?
My wish for love would be to find my person or have my person find me.
Hmm. Okay. And is that straightforward?
Yes, that's
Just
it.
have that person find you. Okay. That sounds good. So, all right. So, on that level, what makes you so unique? If this person were to find you, what would make you so unique that this person would say, I'm going to give my love to her and have her give my love back?
I think what makes me unique is the fact that although I am a female, a woman, I have like my girly ways,
Hmm.
but I grew up with 5 brothers. I have a total of 7 brothers. So I am a tomboy. So that kind of makes me not your average girl, being that I know a lot about cars, like just the types of cars, and
Okay.
I love sports, football, basketball, baseball, boxing, and I know about those things. I'm not just that person who's going to watch football with you and say, "Oh, they slam dunk." I know the
Just
difference.
because you know the
Yeah.
actual in
Yes,
details.
so I know what's going on. So that makes me unique in a way. Also, I think I'm a fun person. I like laughing. I like making people laugh. I know when to be serious, but I don't take I hate to make it sound like that. I know when to be serious, but I'm not like that stuffy serious, type of person. Like I just love laughing, and I love
All right.
people in my presence to laugh and to just feel comfortable. I know how to just be comfortable around a person and make them comfortable around me. Conversation is really good. I can talk about different things, not just Dave Hollister and not just food. I love traveling. I
You
just
said
think I'm
you sound
kind
like
of,
you're doing a tape for you put one of them tapes on and you go, "Hi, my name is Shawn, and this is what I like to do. I
and
like
I'm a
it to."
Cancer.
That's what it sounds like. I guess that's what I asked for. So it's all
Yeah.
good.
Oh, and I love cooking too. I can cook. I
Okay.
can cook. I do cook. Love cooking.
Okay.
So,
All right. Cool. All right. So then on that level, where would you place yourself? One between 1 and 10, and 10 being, whatever. You can go way beyond and go 2,000 if you want to, but where would you put yourself at?
I'm a 15.
Just a 15. After all of that, all right. You go past 10. All right. Well, you go past 10.
I'm
I mean, if you wanted to add more, I was waiting for you to add more. If you want,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say I'm a 20. I'm
go
a 20.
ahead. Go ahead. You can do it. Okay. All right. No, that's when people think about it, like I don't know if I would put myself as a 10. There's so many other things that numbers that go into that add up to certain things. I'm a 10 conversation wise. I can talk, I can listen, I like to have fun, so you put all that together, it goes beyond 10. That's why I say 1 and 10 We know 10 is
Yes.
the most, but when you say
Yes.
20, okay, that works for me. Yes,
Yeah.
that's cool. Right. Give me three things that you notice about a man that are good about a man.
I notice how he treats people who can do nothing for him. I pay attention to that. I pay attention to his actions, and I pay attention to how well he takes care of himself.
Okay, all right, and obviously, if there's a guy looking at you, what are three things that you do as a woman that are important to you that you would that are out there?
I have my emotions in check. I I take care of myself physically, and I'm approachable.
Okay, all right, okay. Now you have a male and a female that are coming up to you that are walking up to you. You're a life coach, obviously, and they just seen one of your presentations. I won't say performances, so I'll say presentations. And you're speaking to each individual separately. What are you telling the female first about? If she says, "Well, Coach Jerry, I'm trying. I just can't find a man. What do I need to do as a female?"
Hmm.
What do you
Well,
tell her?
if she says she can't find a man, one thing I would ask her is she preparing herself to be found? Because I heard someone say women are to present and men are to pursue. So if she's preparing herself, mind, body, soul, financially, spiritually, then that person will come along. But if she's out there pursuing the man, she's probably chasing them away.
Right. Well, eh, okay. I'll respond afterwards. The young man comes up now and he says, "You know, Miss Jerry, I listened to you, Coach Jerry. I heard or your presentation, and I would love to find a woman to settle down with and chill. And I just can't find the right one. I know there's more women out here than men. I know my options. Blase, blase. What do I look for? What do you tell them?
I would ask him what his core values are first and find out if what he's looking for is realistic. Sometimes men, and no offense, but sometimes men may have unrealistic standards for women. And so I would have to find out exactly what it is that he's looking for in a woman, because she may already be there. He could be overlooking her because he may have some preconceived notions on what a woman should be, and they're just not realistic.
Right, right. No, I think what I was going to say was because well, I come from a different time frame, and I'll always put people up against women up against my mother, my sisters, my aunts. You know, I don't have a brother, so but I have brothers-in-laws and things. I had brothers-in-laws and have like that. I think it just depends. Each individual is unique in their own way, and you have to find and see the uniqueness of them, which connects with you.
Hmm.
Um, because that, yeah, those two may not be together, and that woman might be right for me, but it's not right for him because she says this or does this. It's
Hmm.
just weird now, especially now. I don't know how old would you where would you put you where do you put yourself?
I'm sorry. What was say that?
How old are you?
I'm 51.
Okay, so we're around the same age. I'm 56. So and then you talk with somebody in their 40s, it's different. Somebody in their 30s is different. Obviously, somebody in their 20s, it's a harder situation now. And I look at the women. Roles have reversed a little, where
Hmm.
women are stronger. And it's just we could talk about this for days. Um,
Yes.
but today now women are just doing their own type of thing because their guys are not here.
Right.
Would you find that to be a truth?
It is true. I do. I do find that to be true. I do. Yes.
And you're down in Atlanta, so
It's hard out here in these streets.
all right,
I just stay out the street altogether.
all right. All right, we'll talk about some more of that stuff off camera. All right. You got 5 things about this world that you love. What are 5 things about this world that you love?
Ooh.
Yeah, and it could be the smallest thing. I don't know your life, and I don't know what you've been through, but the 5 things.
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. So the 5 things in this world that I love. One thing that I can say that I love about this world is no matter what it looks like and no matter what we think it should be, when
Mhm.
you learn how to appreciate and sit in what is and what is for you, that's all that matters.
Right,
It doesn't matter what box someone else tries to put you in. I just love how we are all free to be who we are. That is one thing that I love about this world. The next thing I guess I would say I love about this world is my family.
okay.
And the third thing has to be my friends. The my circle is very small, but the friends that I have, we go back 20, 30 years,
Hmm.
some of them. And the ones who have been here shorter than 20, 30 years, they just held me down, rocked, with me through some very dark moments, talked me off several ledges, and pushed me, challenged me, just loved me without without regard, or without I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for,
Right,
but
I totally understand
just
what you're saying.
unconditionally, just without expecting anything in return. Um, so that's 3 things. Second,
Hmm.
the fourth thing I love about this world would have to be the arts. When the pandemic shut everything down,
Hmm.
we had the
Right,
arts, and
right.
when we relied on them hard. Like when who was it? Swiss Beats and Timbaland created Verses,
Yes,
and
yes,
D Nice went live on Instagram and like
yes. And that was
broke.
music. Yep.
It was
Hmm.
music. It was so things that we took for granted, or the school systems took for granted, I think they are now seeing just how important those the arts are for us.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Here's a little one that I threw in myself. Respect, honesty, and trust. Respect, honesty, and trust. You have those 3. You can take one for this show and throw one out and be okay in your relationship. Which one are you taking out? Are you throwing away? Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. Like they
I,
all,
I bet you are.
they're all intertwined. Like I don't think I could respect, honesty, and trust.
Yeah.
I,
Now it has been done. I don't know how many shows I've done, but I've done a lot of shows. And every show you have to do it, so you have to throw one away and make it. We'll make it work.
for me, they go together though. But I guess if I had to throw one out, for the sake of everyone being able to pick one, I think I would have to say honesty.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, any particular reason why? Really quickly.
Yes, because for me, respect, if you don't have that, that's a form of abuse to me.
Mm-hmm.
As well as trust. If I can't trust you, we can't be together. But honesty could be something like, did you drink my water? No, I didn't drink your water. But we're the only 2 people in the home, and the
So
water's
you
meant.
know exactly who drank the water, right?
Yes, so we know
So
who.
right,
Yes, so we know who drank the water.
and
So
that's crazy because some people do that. Why would you ask me that question? And there's only 2 of us in here. So
right,
now I'm gonna tell you no.
I'm gonna give you
Just
the
because,
dumb answer.
yeah, I'm gonna give you the dumb answer. So
Right.
okay, I basically do it because it is a twister, and some people know what to do. Some people don't know what to do, and some people just go. But it's so cool how you got several different answers for that, and you can go to Shawn Cornelius Entertainer and check out the shows and find out some of the answers that people gave, and yours fits
Okay.
right in there with it. Okay.
Great.
All right. So let's ask you this question. Um, Three things about women. Three things about women that you just don't appreciate, that you don't like.
you you want the women to pull my card.
Ye-
Um,
yeah, basically, nah.
I loud, just loud. I that rubs me the wrong way.
Okay.
That's one. Another thing would be women who are just caught up on status quo,
Hmm.
and you see that a lot here in Atlanta. And the third thing would be just that feeling of entitlement.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll do this last one before we go into our game, and you can take it. Whatever you feel about this one. Um, when you told someone, have you told someone you love them?
Yes.
Okay. This was it short or was it long?
This
Now, would you consider it now short or long? Like you think
was
like
my love
because
or
obviously if you're by yourself, you told a person you love them. Was it? Did you think you told them too quickly, or you waited to tell them that you love them, or was it the right time?
mm, oh, this is bad because I can't remember when I first told that person I loved them. Uh,
Okay.
considering that we are no longer together, I guess it was short because
uh,
it didn't last.
uh, okay. You know what? To have a life coach or to talk to someone who's a coach of life and love, I think I've broken her down. I think I've broken her down.
Oh wow. I
Okay. I
don't
mean, you don't remember?
I don't.
Okay. Well, when you did tell whomever, not that doesn't have to because I'm sure. I mean, I can remember. I've told quite a few people I've loved them because
Yeah.
I did for whatever
Yes.
reason.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
yeah, and sometimes it was for it. Obviously, not sometimes. All the time, it was for the reason that they gave. Wow, I love you. It could have been a gift they gave. It could have been something of themselves they gave. It could have
Hmm.
been the timing. I might have felt a certain way. Here's another question. I just wanted to see what was going to happen on that level. Oh boy! All right. Well, let's kind of rock and roll. Miss Jerry, you were cool the first half, but the second half you sort of loosened up a little bit. Let's find out your favorites. I've had such a wonderful time with you, and
Yes.
we'll do this segment. And then we're gonna close it out, and I have to let you go for the night. So I
Okay.
really appreciate this, and you can answer one word, a couple of words, whatever. So are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, your favorite food. Favorite food.
Tacos,
Okay, regular tacos, shrimp tacos,
shrimp tacos.
shrimp tacos. Okay, your favorite book.
Ooh. My favorite book of all time is The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier.
Mm, okay, I can see why, but really quickly, why?
Because at that time, that was the first time I read a book by a woman about a woman, and Winter Santiago she was just gangster.
Yeah.
She just did what she wanted and made things happen and didn't have a care in the world. And so just reading that book and just going into her life and seeing how her life was, it was that perfect escape from my everyday life.
Okay. All right. All right. Favorite movie? What was your favorite movie?
I have several. Boomerang is my favorite, and Brown
Okay.
Sugar.
All right. And you can give us a third one. We got, your third one.
My third one
Well,
is,
several. I would consider three.
I know,
Several.
yeah. My third one is Sylvie's Love.
Okay. All right. All right. That's not too bad. Your favorite flower?
Tulips.
Favorite flower is tulips. Okay. Your favorite drink? Non-alcoholic and alcoholic,
My
if you
favorite,
have them.
my favorite non-alcoholic drink. I drink water all the time, but I guess if I had to choose a non-alcoholic drink, it would be the blueberry lemonade.
Okay.
And my favorite alcoholic drink, I used to love mojitos.
Mojitos.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Favorite TV show of all time?
Insecure.
That was easy. That was easy for you. All right. Your favorite? I'm going to give you one extra one. Favorite author since you wrote a book?
Me.
Good answer. Good answer. Favorite romantic position? And this will be number 7. Favorite romantic position?
Now, romantic
I'm,
or,
and we're on television, so I can't say what I
oh,
want to say. Yeah. So I'm going to say romantic position.
okay. Well, since we're on television, I'm going to say a spoon.
that, that works out for me. That's fine. and, and Coach Jerry, check this out. You are off of the love seat there. You're off the hot seat. You made it through.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming through
Oh,
and
thank
hanging out
you.
with me. I really appreciate it so much. And your book is behind you. One more time, you can bring it up front if you want to. And yeah, yeah. Choose your change your posture prayers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we definitely got that, and that's going to be fantastic. So I'm looking for mine. Hang on, don't go anywhere. Um, I want to talk to you so I can give you an address so you can give me that book.
Okay,
But thank you
great.
so much for being a guest tonight.
Thank you for having me. Oh, it's been a
Anytime.
joy. Pleasure.
Anytime. Anytime. And you guys know you can catch me at 10:30 Monday nights again here on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. And please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. Wear your mask and do the things that you can do, that you have to do to be safe. Because we have no idea what's going on out here. And we want to make sure that everybody takes care of their business the way that they can take care of their business. So God bless you. I love you. I'll see you back here next week on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Miss Jerry won't be here, but maybe we'll be talking about some things that we talked about tonight. Take care of yourselves. Good night, Miss Jerry. Love you.
Good night. Love you.